We are attempting something huge. We're going up against Disney. We have our critics, but we have passion and we have a mission in mind that is bigger than just this movie's first live-action film, which is Snow White and the Evil Queen. And that's me. I'm Snow White, which is so funny to say.
In today's discussion, we'll explore the intriguing conflict between Zegler and Brett Cooper, who has been cast as Snow White in a new version by the Daily Wire, challenging Disney's interpretation. This unexpected rivalry has ignited discussions in Hollywood, especially considering Zegler's critical stance on Disney's original portrayal of Snow White. Brett Cooper's embrace of the character, in stark contrast to Zegler's rejection of the traditional themes, raises questions about how this shift will impact both adaptations and what it signifies for fans of the classic tale. The drama escalates as Zegler expresses her outrage over being replaced by a conservative YouTuber in such an iconic role. In a world where many young people look to fairy tales for representation, Zegler's take on Snow White has been controversial. While she has suggested a more modernized character who seeks power rather than love, many fans feel that this undermines the essence of what made Snow White beloved. Zegler has openly criticized the traditional narrative, declaring that her version won't feature a prince saving the day, but rather a Snow White who dreams of leadership. However, her comments have drawn significant backlash. Critics argue that her rejection of the original themes is disrespectful to the story's legacy, with some perceiving her statements as part of a broader woke agenda. This has led to accusations that Disney is alienating its core audience in its pursuit of modern values. What was initially envisioned as a fresh take on a timeless classic has morphed into a contentious debate about authenticity and representation in storytelling. As we delve into this unfolding story, remember to like and subscribe for all the latest updates and controversies in Hollywood. The dialogue surrounding what it means to be a modern Snow White raises profound questions about identity, love, and leadership issues that resonate deeply with today's viewers. As the drama unfolds, it's crucial to consider what both Zegler's and Cooper's portrayals signify in the context of the evolving landscape of Hollywood. Each version of Snow White encapsulates distinct narratives that reflect broader societal trends. For Zegler, the focus on empowerment and independence mirrors contemporary discussions about female agency and representation. However, her overt rejection of romantic elements has drawn criticism from fans who argue that it undermines the very essence of what makes the fairy tale enchanting. On the other hand, Cooper's commitment to preserving the classic values found in the original story showcases a desire for authenticity and nostalgia. Her portrayal aims to evoke the timeless qualities of love, beauty, and resilience, elements that have captivated audiences for generations. By choosing to focus on these traditional virtues, Cooper's adaptation provides a counter-narrative to Zegler's more modern interpretation, appealing to viewers who feel alienated by Hollywood's shift toward progressive storytelling. As these adaptations compete for audience attention, they also highlight the larger cultural debate regarding the reinterpretation of classic tales. The tension between honoring tradition and pushing for modernization raises the question of whether stories can evolve with. In the midst of all this, we have Zegler and Cooper, both seemingly confident yet undeniably aware of the scrutiny they face. Each actress's approach to portraying Snow White will have far-reaching implications, not only for their respective adaptations, but also for how audiences perceive this beloved character moving forward, without losing their core essence. In many ways, Snow White serves as a litmus test for this broader conversation, as it encompasses themes that are both timeless and timely. The implications of this rivalry extend beyond the immediate films themselves. They speak to a cultural moment where audiences are increasingly vocal about their preferences for how stories are told. Social media platforms have become battlegrounds for opinions on these adaptations, with fans expressing both support and dissent in real time. This dialogue illustrates a growing appetite for authenticity and storytelling, as viewers seek narratives that reflect their values and experiences. As both Zegler and Cooper navigate this scrutiny, their respective portrayals will likely influence not just the Snow White franchise, but also future adaptations of fairy tales and classic stories. The backlash against Zegler's modern take suggests that there is a significant audience segment that craves the familiar, romantic elements of fairy tales, an audience that feels a connection to the values embodied in those narratives. Conversely, Cooper's success could pave the way for more adaptations that prioritize traditional storytelling elements over contemporary reinterpretations. Furthermore, the competition between these two adaptations will likely impact how future storytellers approach beloved characters and narratives. If Cooper's version resonates strongly with audiences, it could encourage filmmakers to remain faithful to the original tales instead of reinventing them. On the other hand, if Zegler's interpretation finds favor with a different demographic, it may further validate the trend of modernizing classic stories in a way that aligns with contemporary cultural values. In conclusion, the battle for Snow White is more than just a clash between two actresses. It represents a pivotal moment in Hollywood's approach to storytelling. With Zegler and Cooper embodying two distinct visions for the character, audiences are invited to reflect on their own preferences and values. Will they embrace a modernized version of Snow White that challenges traditional narratives, or will they champion a return to the classic qualities that have defined this fairy tale for decades? As this captivating story continues to unfold, it underscores the power of narratives to shape cultural conversations and resonate with audiences across generations. Cooper's approach, however, embraces the core themes of love, friendship, and beauty that made Snow White an iconic character. While Zegler aims to transform Snow White into a modern leader, this dynamic between tradition and innovation creates a rich tapestry for exploration within the realm of storytelling. As Hollywood continues to grapple with its identity and audience expectations, the conversation around adaptations like Snow White will remain central. It serves as a reflection of our collective desire to balance nostalgia with progress, as well as the ongoing debate over what constitutes a relatable and meaningful narrative in today's society. Who doesn't need a prince? Cooper's rendition promises a return to the classic virtues that resonate with audiences longing for authentic storytelling. As Cooper explained, although her adaptation includes a male character, it doesn't revolve around a love story. Instead, it focuses on Snow White's journey, leaving the romantic aspects open to interpretation. The backlash against Zegler has been multifaceted. Many critics view Disney's decision to cast a Latina actress in the role as a forced attempt at diversity that strays from the original depiction of Snow White. Coupled with Zegler's dismissive comments about the fairy tale's romantic and heroic themes, this has led to accusations of disrespecting a cherished legacy. Critics argue that Zegler's woke reinterpretation represents a broader trend of Hollywood rewriting beloved stories to fit modern political narratives, alienating longtime fans in the process. Conversely, Cooper's casting has been hailed as a win for those who desire a more faithful interpretation of the classic. The Daily Wire's initiative to prioritize traditional storytelling has garnered applause from conservatives and traditionalists alike, who appreciate Cooper's commitment to Snow White's original virtues. Reactions to Disney's remake have been sharply divided. Many longtime fans are apprehensive about the studio's direction, fearing that its attempts to modernize beloved classics will strip away the magic that defined them. Detractors of Disney's approach argue that by reimagining Snow White as a strong leader while downplaying the romantic elements, the studio risks sacrificing the heart of the story for the sake of pushing a contemporary agenda. In contrast, excitement is building around the Daily Wire's adaptation, with many anticipating that Cooper's portrayal will be more aligned with the spirit of the original tale. This promise of a traditional Snow White, untouched by the modern reimaginings that have become synonymous with Disney, has generated significant buzz among audiences who feel disenfranchised by Hollywood's progressive narrative. As the competition between these two adaptations intensifies, some fans are even speculating that the Daily Wire's film could outperform Disney's version. Will Disney's modernized and empowered Snow White, brought to life by Rachel Zegler, capture the hearts of a new generation? Or will Brett Cooper's faithful adaptation resonate more deeply with audiences seeking a return to the classic elements of this beloved story? The battle for Snow White has officially begun, and both interpretations promise to leave a lasting impact on the fairy tale's legacy. As the conversation around the latest adaptations of Snow White intensifies, it prompts us to reflect on a significant question: how can filmmakers stay true to the essence of classic tales while winning over traditional fans? This is especially relevant in light of the contrasting approaches taken by Rachel Zegler and Brett Cooper. Zegler's comments have sparked controversy, while Cooper's dedication to upholding classic fairy tale values has garnered praise. Zegler's portrayal of Snow White has stirred up quite a debate among audiences. Her remarks, which criticize the romantic aspects of the original 1937 animated classic, have led many to question her commitment to the character's legacy. By labeling the prince as a stalker and expressing a desire to transform Snow White into a strong leader who prioritizes ambition over love, Zegler is attempting to reshape the narrative. While some view her perspective as a necessary evolution, Many longtime fans argue that she is straying too far from what made Snow White a beloved character in the first place. On the flip side, Brett Cooper's approach is refreshing for those who long for a return to the timeless values that defined the original story. Cooper's casting in the Daily Wire's adaptation, Snow White and the Evil Queen, signals a commitment to the virtues of love, beauty, and friendship, elements that have resonated with audiences for generations. Her version of Snow White promises to reflect qualities that fans hold dear, showcasing a character who embodies grace and resilience. The stark contrast between Zegler and Cooper highlights a broader cultural debate: are modern interpretations of classic stories enhancing the narrative or detracting from it? Some viewers appreciate Hollywood's efforts to diversify and modernize these tales, believing that it allows for richer storytelling. However, others are growing weary of the constant reimaginings, expressing a desire for adaptations that honor the original themes and messages. Engaging with this discussion, it's vital to consider the audience's expectations. Many fans have cherished the traditional elements of fairy tales, including romantic ideals and heroic journeys. The fear among these fans is that the essence of what makes these stories enchanting may be lost in the pursuit of progressive agendas. They worry that adaptations like Zegler's may prioritize modern sensibilities at the expense of the heartwarming and timeless narratives that defined their childhoods. Conversely, Cooper's dedication to maintaining the original spirit of Snow White seems to resonate with audiences seeking familiarity and nostalgia. Her commitment to preserving the classic values has garnered support from those who feel sidelined by Hollywood's recent trends. The anticipation surrounding her portrayal reflects a longing for the enchantment of fairy tales that have been cherished for decades. As the battle for Snow White unfolds, it invites us to engage in a larger conversation about storytelling in contemporary cinema. How do we balance innovation with tradition? Is it possible to create new interpretations while respecting the roots of beloved stories? These questions prompt audiences to reflect on their preferences and the significance of storytelling in shaping cultural values. We want to hear your thoughts on this pressing issue. What do you think about Zegler's controversial comments regarding her vision for Snow White? Do you support her attempt to modernize the character, or do you feel she is missing the mark by disregarding the romance that has captivated audiences for generations? Alternatively, are you more excited about Brett Cooper's interpretation, which promises to embrace the timeless themes that have defined Snow White? Your opinions are valuable as we navigate this intricate landscape of adaptations and reimaginings. The discussion surrounding these interpretations is essential in understanding what audiences seek from their storytelling experiences. As we consider the varying perspectives, it becomes evident that there is a significant desire for authenticity and respect for the original narratives that have touched so many lives. Grapple with the balance between tradition and progress. This ongoing discussion is a testament to the enduring power of fairy tales and the ways in which they can evolve while still holding on to the essence that makes them timeless. We look forward to hearing your thoughts and insights as this captivating narrative continues to unfold. See you in the next one.